ConnorEatsPants.
Yes.
Where do you think you would have ended up if you didn't end up where you are now?
Probably like living off like other people's tax money. Probably most likely
Rock
off
on.
the government.
That's
Fuck
hardcore.
Yeah. Probably like on like some sort of Medicare plan.
Okay.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
What would your job, or just like no job?
No job.
Oh,
The only real
okay.
job I ever had was like spinning the sign outside Little Caesars.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I did that for like 2.5 weeks, and
Were
it
you
was
good
too
at
hot.
it?
No, like I didn't do any tricks or anything.
That's funny. I had a similar thing as well, and it was at Dunkin' Donuts down the street from me. Yeah.
Didn't you work like one day there?
I did 90% of the training. So like I put in my
But it's paid training.
It is. I put in my social security card. They got all my information. I went through the whole training situation. I found out how much sugar they put in like a large iced coffee, because there's like buttons you press.
There's a lot of
You
it.
put the thing in and it's like, oh, they want a large iced coffee. You press the button. It's like it falls in and you can hear it. It's like and it's like a mountain. It's like maybe if it's this much, it's like this much. It's just pure granular sugar.
What made you go to Dunkin'?
It's right down the street.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha. So what happened with the training? Did you fail out or did you?
I don't know what happened. I
think you washed out of Dunkin'.
I think
school.
I might have failed out. I might have failed out because there was a lot. It was a little stressful. There was a lot. I don't think I was ever built for working in food service, to be honest with you.
Dude, I don't think you were built for anything at that level because you washed out of the Staples training too.
No, I didn't. I passed because I worked at Staples.
No, I asked our manager, because I was working at Staples in high school. I asked our manager, hey, can my friend get a job here? He's like, have him fill out the online 50 questionnaire. It's like multiple choice. They're like ethical questions.
Right.
And Ted failed it. And he was like, your buddy failed it. And I was like, okay, what can he interview? He's like, no, you got to, it's like a system. It's automated.
Here, listen.
So I had to go to Ted's
Sorry,
house
man,
and
tell
do
us
it.
the truth. It was probably something like, do you care about women? I was like, yeah, duh.
No, it's probably like, will
Hell
you
yeah.
forcibly sell this plan to people who don't want it? And you were like, no, of course not.
We got Connor Eats Pants as our first guest. Let's take it easy.
Wait, am I the first guest ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
wow.
the first guest ever on Take It Easy.
This will be like the 17th or 18th episode.
Well, because I'll tell you the truth. Last time we were in town, as a group, when the Chuckle thing, and we all went to dinner. I'm gonna reveal Tucker right now. He was delighted with you.
Oh,
Tucker
I
was
said
delighted.
Connor was a treat.
Yeah,
We should
he said
definitely
you were an
have Connor
absolute
on.
treat, and we were trying to figure out who we wanted as the first. I told you this. We were trying to figure out who we wanted as the first guest, and it was like, Connor.
wow.
Connor's got to be the guy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You sound like
Yeah.
my ex.
Whoa.
Whoa, wow,
Right
whoa.
here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. And it's a
Why'd you
delight
guys
to
break
have.
up?
I don't know.
Oh.
Just different places at different times.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We don't.
She sucked.
Yeah. No, we don't have to dive in if
Yeah,
you
what
want.
the fuck, man? This
Well, I don't know. He brought it up. I don't know.
I did bring it
I thought
up.
maybe he wanted to kind of get
You
something
wanna,
out.
Let's just bring out all
Yeah.
the X shit right now. Welcome, Connor, to the podcast. We things are a little bit different now, as you might see. This is a
Right.
different set. We don't have a luxury set anymore,
Right.
but
It's
we
chill, though.
are still luxury boys, and
Luxury
we're
water.
gonna be setting some examples here for guest episodes in the future by creating a luxury experience for you. You're gonna blanket it up.
Yeah. No, I asked for a blanket and it was provided.
We've got you some Saratoga water.
You got me Saratoga water, which is pretty nice. I'm on a beautiful couch.
Yeah.
Beautiful home.
Thank you.
You decorate well, I will say.
Thank you.
You do.
Oh, man. If you wanted to butter me up, that was the perfect thing
You
to
do.
say.
There's
that was
stuff
like
everywhere. It's very like.
Oh
it's
man,
very
that
fun
was
to
like
look
a
at.
that was
It's
like a
fun to look at.
that was a soul read you
Yeah.
just did on me just then.
You do a good job.
Thank you, man.
It's really diverse too. Like it's not just pictures. Like it's got a lot of texture.
I think how you know it's like well decorated is like it's very dense with things, but it doesn't feel crowded.
It's not messy.
You are You are too nice.
Well,
Oh, I'm feeling so good right
Sounds
now.
like
I'm
my ex.
buzzing like a minute.
Oh, so you were the problem.
yeah. Well,
Oh yeah,
that's what I
Jeez.
heard.
You're too nice. Yeah. So do you believe in the nice guy theories?
Nice guy. What does that mean?
You know, these women, they just don't want a nice guy. They want like a chat.
Like, am I an incel? Yeah.
Yeah, we're asking you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, of course.
absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I subscribe to that line of thought.
Yeah. Do you think that? I've always been curious since you've always done. I'm sure everyone talks about this with you on a podcast. But Fortnite Friday, everybody loves it. You were doing Fortnite Friday for a while before. I mean, I've known you since you had originally been doing Fortnite Friday when you had was it? But you recently had Jacob Sartorius on.
Yeah,
Or was
that
it
was-
like a bit that you wanted
It was a
him
bit.
on?
It was a bit for a while that I'd be like,
Yeah, that's
anytime like a celebrity crossed paths with me in any way, I'd be like, oh, Fortnite Friday. Like,
Yeah.
come on my because like it's just I took the name of that show from like Keemstar's old like stupid thing he did
Yeah, the
one
stupid
time.
fucking when Fortnite was like in its infancy.
Yeah,
it was
he
like
did
kinda
like these stupid influencer tournaments that were terribly run, and then like he like had to cancel it because like Fortnite like copyright claimed it and was like, you can't call it that. It has to be like Friday featuring Fortnite. So then Keemstar like stopped it. But I don't.
Good. That's good.
I don't know how to trademark something. Anyways,
I'll be honest. Out of all scenarios, I do almost always love to see Keemstar lose.
Dude, he's great. We gotta get him on the show.
Is he still relevant?
I don't see him anymore, but I also have him I follow him on Twitter, but I have him muted.
Well, you don't go to
on
many
Twitter.
high schools, so you probably wouldn't see him.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is where he likes to hang
He's
out.
going to high school again?
Well, yeah, he's dating like a
That's where
4-year-old
his
or
dating
something.
pool is.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't keep up with Keemstar.
Yeah, he
Ever
likes to-
since iDubbbz dropped that thing on him recently.
Yeah, recently.
I stopped paying attention.
When did you wake up from your coma?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
Yeah, we brought him out of cryo state so he could start his content creator career.
Thank you for
Yeah.
your service.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I've just been funneling money through Tucker's bank account while he's in cryostasis just to, make the taxes work. But then I was like, bring him
the
back.
taxes.
You don't even
Trust
gotta
me,
pay
the
those
taxes
anymore.
are working. Oh, you don't?
Well,
No.
I mean, that's where things are looking, right?
Yeah, I mean IRS, so they just fired everybody. So it's like,
Then what did I just give all my savings away to?
Dude,
your
you gave it to Elon.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah, Uncle Sam.
Yeah, well, you basically just bought a Cybertruck for someone else.
There's a lot of Cybertrucks around these days.
Too many.
Too many.
Yeah.
Well, in my neighborhood in Massachusetts, we have a lot of Teslas that are now sporting the anti-Elon stickers.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind
you're
of
revealed for a second there. Well, I was gonna notify you, but
what?
you're good now.
What?
He almost got revealed to the world. He almost got on Fee Finder.
Oh, the dogs were almost
yeah,
out.
true.
You're kind of revealed to the world right now.
What do you mean?
You're clean shaven.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Connor showed up with a full
And he looks, and I've been telling him this.
thing.
He looks good.
Thank
He looks
you.
good.
Thank you.
Have you ever had a full beard before?
No, I never decided to do it before.
Yeah.
What changed?
Yeah. What inspired you?
Your
I think I
ex?
had like a 2-week. Well, kind of no, but like I had like a 2-week like depressive episode, so I just
yeah?
didn't shave.
Rock
I
on.
was
And
like,
then you're
alright,
like, oh
cool.
damn, this looks good.
I was like, I didn't even feel that. I was like, I went out and someone was like, oh, I like it. I was like, all right, well maybe I'll try it.
Yeah.
How
So
long
do
you
you
been
do you
doing it?
clean it up and stuff?
I like trim it,
Nice.
but like I don't really put too much thought into my appearance.
It looks
for the
good. It's
most
very
part.
full. Like what
Yeah.
you got going on the cheeks and stuff is like not something that is possible for me.
Oh,
That's why I only was rocking the mustache because it was like nothing else.
I
Was,
like the mustache.
Thank you. Yeah. No,
It was an accident, right?
Yeah, it was.
Well,
It
yeah,
was-
you should talk about it.
It was an accident. I
2-week
guess
depressive episode.
yeah, and then I shaved it as
Yeah.
the opposite effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I had put on the thing that keeps the shaver at a certain height
The guard.
properly. Yeah, the guard. And I was like, cool. I start going, and I'm like, oh wow, I must have grown a lot in the recent period. Take it off, just half the mustache gone.
Should have kept it like that. That would have been funny.
I started filming right away.
Oh.
I started filming right away.
gotta
So
get
I was
this.
like,
Nice.
I was like, well, this is part of the story now. Because there's no way I can be filming a video and then just like randomly just my mustache disappears.
Right.
People would be like, what just
You
happened?
got recast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, recast as a new guy.
New Ted.
You gonna grow
Yeah.
it right back? It looks like it's already coming in.
Well, this is where it was. This is what happened to it. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try to, because I'm going to Europe over the summer.
Oh, do
Ooh,
they
fun.
allow that?
And I feel like having a mustache in Europe is kind of the That feels like the move.
That's right.
That's like a power move.
Yeah.
Big, tall, handsome American with a big, thick mustache.
Yeah, I'm like, I come in and I'm like, yeah, I'm backing the guy.
They
at
love
home.
it. Americans are cool again. That's what they're saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually love us.
And you know what?
Do you think Trump did that?
Everyone.
No, the Pope. The Pope.
Oh,
did
the
that.
Pope.
And you know what? Yeah, everyone's Catholic now.
Yeah, I converted
Really?
yesterday.
What were you?
I don't know.
Ted, you're Catholic.
I was raised Catholic.
I'm still a blank slate. No one's claiming
That
it.
counts.
Does it count?
I think so.
I've definitely got investment in it. Like I watched him come out. I watched them do the Pope drop.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the Pope came out. Wow.
Yeah. No. He's very progressive.
That's awesome.
It was a very shocking moment. Do you know what's funny about the Pope thing? When you weren't hearing about the Pope at all, other than when J.D. Vance was, went and stuff like that. He killed him. When people are deciding who the Pope is, I've never seen so many people be so invested in like does the Pope really matter that much?
That's what I've always wondered, because you hear about him basically once, and then you hear about him again when he dies.
Yeah.
But in between,
Yeah, I see people begging on TikTok. They're like, "We need a conservative Pope," or like, "We need a progressive Pope," and I'm like, "Can he do anything? He's just the Pope."
I think he just gives like vague.
He kind of sets the
guidance.
tone.
He's
for
like,
a lot.
"Don't kill
Yeah,
people."
he sets the tone. That's a good way. To
It's
do it.
like,
like
"Guys,
it's an institution that's just so old that's like it
Yeah.
kind of has like respect, and I imagine that like they have like some sort of like backdoor influence on a lot of world politics.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you know
people
that
are
there's
worried-
1.4 billion Catholics?
Whoa.
Wow, where are they mostly growing or
All
living?
in China. All in China.
No
Everybody in
fucking
China
way.
is Catholic.
There is
Are there Catholics in China?
So there is a Catholic population in China. I know this because when
Ted
I went
went to China.
when I went to China,
You went to China.
I went to China, in 2015 on a school trip.
Oh wow.
All right, easy goers, this episode of Take It Easy is sponsored by HelloFresh. Once the sun starts shining and the weather warms up, I need to be eating well. And not takeout. I'm talking about delicious, home-cooked meals. Meals with real ingredients, mind you. Enjoyed under blue skies with a drink in hand.
Now, Tucker, while I can't promise you the margarita, I can help you with the food. Sounds like you need HelloFresh.
Ted, what's HelloFresh?
HelloFresh makes it easier to fit quick home-cooked meals into your schedule every week by curating delicious meals like pasta primavera, chicken Dijon, and pecan-crusted trout, as well as over 100 seasonal snacks, sides, and treats. Every HelloFresh meal uses high-quality ingredients, including seasonal fresh produce and proteins that travel from the farm to your doorstep, baby.
And I can personally say HelloFresh was a lifesaver when Emma and I were in college. We used it every night. It saved us time, it saved us money, and it saved us stress.
Personally, I'm someone who prefers pre-made meals to save time, which is why I was super excited that HelloFresh now offers their new ready-made meals. These offer chef-crafted, flavorful dishes that are ready in just 3 minutes. Now I can eat and work without compromising on taste, health, or homemade quality.
Feel great with meals that fit your spring schedule and make this season even more delicious.
Go to HelloFresh.com/takeiteasy10FM now to get 10 free meals with a free item for life.
One per box with an active subscription.
Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
It was Easter, and I was not really interested in religion growing up at all. But on Easter, they gave us this option. You could either go to this mall, walk around this mall in Beijing, or for those of you who are Catholic or Christians, there's actually an Easter Mass happening like down the street in Beijing. And I was like, well, I am Catholic. Maybe it would be like the right thing to do to go to this
Right.
Catholic Mass.
That would be good.
So I go, I'm like, I go to the mall, go around to these cool stores, in like get Chinese McDonald's, whatever. Or
it's like McDonald's but Chinese.
yeah, it's like McDonald's.
I
but
got
Chinese.
McDonald's in Switzerland, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was
Well-
terrible.
You can't trust that.
Yeah,
No, they weren't putting whatever we're putting in it.
You would
Yeah.
get the chance, shout Chinese McDonald's.
yeah.
Have you had it?
No, but
Ha-
I've only
did
heard
you
good
have it?
things.
I think I did, and it was really good. I had Chinese Burger King, and I had a Whopper there, and I remember it being incredibly fresh taste. It was like really
Wow.
good. But anyways, I go to this mass with like a group of people, and it was the worst decision of my life. Nothing was in English. It was like this dark. It was like a weird church. It was a weird Catholic church. There was like a gazebo in the middle. there was a lot of different rituals that I hadn't seen before. It was Catholic, like they were doing communion and stuff like that, and they had TVs on the screens where they were put subtitles. And I was like, oh great, they're gonna have subtitles and stuff. Mandarin, all of it Mandarin. So for 3 hours, not knowing a lick of Mandarin Chinese, I'm sitting there and I just have to. And I'm just like watching and listening, and I'm just like, I could have been at the fucking mall.
I bet
Could've
you
been at
got
the club.
bonus points with God though for that one.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "Wow, you sat through that for me."
Yeah,
In
but at the
Chinese.
same time,
because I wouldn't do that.
He's reading my mind, and he's like listening to me, be like, "This is
Can
so
God
fucking
read minds?
bullshit."
Do you think God
Yeah,
can read your mind?
probably.
Because like if you're having intrusive thoughts,
I just don't know how.
or is it all action?
If he can't, then that sort of just changes the whole situation on prayer. That makes us all seem a little crazy, doesn't it?
Oh, I didn't think about prayer.
Yeah.
I went to Christian school growing up, so I feel like I have an authority on this subject.
Yeah.
That
Do
they like I could pray in my brain. They said, so I imagine that they can hear.
Okay.
They
so,
them God.
And you. So was that a Protestant, like a
Yeah, I
surely
think
like
so.
an evangelical or something?
No,
like
it was just like kind of like general vague. Like it was just like there were Catholic people there. There were like
Oh, okay.
non-denominational people. Yeah,
So God knows what you're thinking from your.
from my experience, yeah,
Okay.
my understanding. When
And-
you went to Chinese church, did you like leave a review? Because like you said that like I was interested in how you describe it. You're like, oh, I went to the church, but it was all in Chinese. Like, what did you expect? You went to
I don't know.
Chinese church.
I don't know. I thought it was like a big city. Like I was. Well, first of all, I was.
You were like 16.
Yeah, I was 16 years old. So
We had just started hanging out when you did that.
Yeah. I didn't really know much about anything. I made an impulsive decision, and I don't know. There was like a lot. I was on a guided trip, and there was often a lot of opportunities to interact with people in English. So it was like. I don't know. I got blindsided by the fact that there was a possibility that that they weren't expecting a team of like 7 American teenagers to come in and need to like accommodate to them.
Right.
Like yeah, but it was. I just remember I have like only have flashes because now at this point it's been 10 years, which is crazy to think about. But I have like flashes of it just being in a dark room in a pew, and there's just. And it was like the spookiest Easter mass I had ever been to.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if the new pope would go to Chinese Catholic church.
That's a good question. What's the Pope's stance on China usually?
Well, he's American.
So probably not too great.
I don't know. I mean, I'm American, and I kind of like China.
What's your vibe
I don't know. I feel like they have good vibes lately.
lately? What changed? Well, we've been having some issues, right?
Yeah, and like, I think that like, what's the word? Western like centric kind of worldview that like I've had growing up has like faded, and so
Oh,
now
really?
I'm like, oh, like I kind of like look at the whole world.
Sun's
now.
rising in the east.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, well, interesting economic policy you guys have. Nice, wow.
Yeah. Everybody gets something.
Everybody gets a little something. It's
Nobody
like, wow.
gets everything.
Nobody gets everything. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
they have more billionaires than we do. Which
Do they have more billionaires?
yeah, I found that out yesterday.
Well, like they.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's a bit.
they have a
skewed.
lot of people though.
They have a lot of people.
So I bet we still have more by percentage of population, right?
I don't know what the metric is.
Tucker's like, we gotta have more.
We gotta be
billionaires.
winning.
Oh, man.
If we don't have more
How can
billionaires,
we-
I am gonna have the worst fucking day.
Yeah.
Well, because if we don't have the most billionaires, then we're bad at our own game.
We are bad at it. That's the thing, though, is we are bad at it.
Yeah, we're.
Oh, are we really?
We're pretty bad
We're
at
getting
it.
bad.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry.
yeah.
What was
That's
I
what
fighting
you're.
for?
That's what. Yeah. I was gonna say that's what you were fighting for.
Well, we don't have to pay taxes anymore, so
Dude, I just paid my taxes and it was
You-
fucking brutal.
that's because you
Did
were in
you
the Navy,
ever?
probably.
Did you ever almost go into the military, or am I just thinking of something fake?
You look like you could have been in.
Thanks. I think. Actually, I don't know if that's a compliment.
He was in.
Yeah.
He'd be insulting himself if it.
That's fair.
Dude, right. Thanks for making that work.
Fuck yeah.
What?
I didn't know.
I
I didn't know where that was going.
No, I wasn't almost in the
I
military.
don't know. I feel like there was.
I lived in the woods for like 3 months.
In
Okay.
Georgia.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that story.
You got
Are
any
you?
spooky stories from the
are
woods in
you-
Georgia?
No.
Are
this
you
is-
able
Oh.
to talk about that?
Yeah, I've talked about it a little bit. I went to like a wilderness therapy program on accident.
On accident.
On accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. This is.
Yeah, do you wanna talk about
yeah,
that?
This
Yeah, I
story
can
about
talk about
this
it a little bit.
is insane. I mean, it's like.
I had like bad anxiety in high school, and so I tried to like get like treatment for it. And so
Yeah.
I heard about this program from like a therapist I went to that like wasn't very good, and they didn't really describe it too well. And they were like, "Oh, it'll help." And I was like, "Oh, okay, awesome." So it was like they're like, oh, it's a facility in like Arizona, and so
Right.
I went there, and then once I went there and like said goodbye to like my mom, like they like were like, okay, we're going out to like the woods, and I was like, okay, cool. And again, I wasn't asking many questions at the time because I just assumed I was like gonna go see a doctor or something.
Yeah, and like you just have anxiety.
Yeah, I just had anxiety, like whatever,
Yeah.
OCD, whatever it is at the time. And so then I get in like a van with these other kids, and like we go out and then like camp overnight. And like I didn't fully grasp what was going on at that point. Like I was like, oh, okay, like if I don't like this, like I'll be able to like leave.
Yeah.
And then like I found out that like, oh, I don't get to communicate like with my family. Like I like write letters, and then like they maybe get the letters. I found out like years later that like my letters were like censored, or like they removed letters that were like asking to
shit.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was out there for like 3 months. But like when I got out there, these kids were like, "Oh, what are you in for?" And I was like, "Oh, like
shit.
So
I
you
was like-
basically went to woods
You went to
jail.
like juvie.
yeah." So like literally, like our
Your parents accidentally
Parents sent you to
sent you to
it was
juvie.
more so me than my parents, but yeah.
You just weren't asking a lot of questions at the time.
yeah, I just wasn't asking many questions. It's a
why-
complicated story.
It's one of those things too where it's like I wonder what your therapist was thinking. I mean, we obviously know that the therapist
I think she
was-
just sent people like.
Do you think that she
might
got
have-
like money for it, like a
I think
commission?
Commission.
I think there is like some sort
no,
of.
no,
like,
that's like a thing that
Yeah.
happens with doctors.
no, I
especially
believe
with
it.
doing
I think there
prescriptions.
there was maybe something like that. I don't really totally know.
I went to a forced camp as well.
So that's actually something that you guys could probably relate on.
You
Actually,
went
now
to a
that
forced
I think.
camp.
Yeah. So
ROTC.
yeah, basically. So I was gonna go into the Marines. I was like hell bent on it from like 12 years old on, and I did. But so my parents were like, you have to go to college. They were so upset about it. So and my grandfather was in the Army as an officer, though. He went to school first at Norwich. So Norwich has a summer camp every year.
And where is that? That's in
Vermont. It's the college that started ROTC like 200 years ago or something. And so they have this camp that is essentially like you drop your kid off and they are like locked there. They're wearing like camouflage uniform every day, get up at 4 a.m. like screamed at, like the works. It's boot camp. And I did not want to go at all. My parents like dragged my ass up
He
there.
really,
because
we were friends at the time too. It was like Tucker was like getting kidnapped was sort of the vibe.
It was
like Tucker
horrible.
was being taken away. Like Tucker was like, my parents are making me do
And
this
it was
thing,
like
and I
middle
have
of-
to do it. And
Wait, I thought your
Junior-
parents didn't want you to do Marines.
Well, they thought it would scare me out of it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And it was like middle of summer, junior year, senior year of high school. So it was like a good time of your life to
Yeah.
be chilling.
yeah, we
And,
had a lot of plans.
Yeah, we had a lot.
of
We were
plans
playing
that
a lot of
really-
Arma 3 at the
it
time.
Threw a lot in the wrench.
Rocket League was popping off. I mean, I had
Oh,
big shit
man.
going on.
yeah,
we
this
were-
happened to me right when like 2 weeks after Pokemon Go came out. I
No
wanna say.
way.
Yeah, so I only got like 2
That's
weeks. To, like,
tragic because that initial Pokemon Go.
yeah, I mean, I was in it
fucking
for like a
awesome.
little bit, and then like, but like, yeah, pretty much like at the peak is like when I ended up going out there, and I
And
spent.
that would have been a great area. That would have been a safari zone.
Yeah, no, I still have Pokemon that
safari
are like
zone.
I have Pokemon actually in my Pokemon Go app that are like it shows like Arizona on like those dates like before that like I had like
That's
Oh,
sick.
before you get
before
put
like
in
I
the
lost
van.
my phone for like 3 months.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's so fucking crazy.
So you're like,
Wow.
those are like sort of like, those are your brothers from that time.
Those are like a little Ponyta, yeah, yeah, I remember.
Pony, so that's a good one.
Yeah, Arizona Pokemon.
So
But yeah,
yeah,
I got kidnapped, dragged up there, did a 2-week Army ROTC prep course forcibly, and it sucks so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like proud of myself at the end.
Yeah, that
because
was how
like
I felt.
you accomplished it.
if anything, it
But-
probably emboldened you.
Yeah, the worst part, there was like, I don't know, 200 kids in this, and they were asked every single kid, like, what are you going to do? And every single kid was like, Norwich University, ROTC, Army officer. And I was like, I'm enlisting in the Marine Corps as soon as I turn 18. I was the only
What was
one.
their response to that?
They were like, oh, like, why don't you want to come to school here? Because it's like a recruiting thing for the school, too.
Oh,
Because it's like their program.
yeah. So they're just like
I was-
Wait, we
I was
didn't
the weird-
brainwash you enough.
This episode of Take It Easy is also sponsored by our friends at Ridge.
Ted, I have a real problem, and it's quite literally weighing me down.
What's going on, Tucker?
I have a massive wallet. It's basically a small purse at this point. And I've tried to escape it, but no matter how many wallets I have, the clutter keeps coming back.
You're just weighed down by the clutter. You're a clutter boy.
But now that I have my new Ridge wallet, those days are over.
That's right, Tucker, because Ridge wallets are ultra slim, effortlessly sleek, and surprisingly spacious, and it holds up to 12 cards plus cash, all without turning your pockets into a lumpy mess. It slips right into your front pocket and basically it just disappears.
And don't let the slim profile fool you.
Don't.
This thing is tough. Crafted from premium materials like titanium and carbon fiber. It's built to handle whatever life throws at it.
And it comes with built-in RFID blocking tech to keep your card info safe from digital pickpockets.
And Ridge Wallet is so confident in their quality, they offer a lifetime warranty. It's literally the last wallet you're ever going to have to buy.
Tucker, show them that Ridge wallet you got there. Show them that
This is
Ridge
my
wallet.
brand new OD green Ridge wallet. Sleek, holds cards,
My
holds
goodness.
cash. You never even know this was in your pocket. It's smaller than my phone. My old wallet was like 2-3 inches thick.
No, it was thick. It was a problem. It was like
It was
made
a
it look
problem.
like-
I was sitting like this.
Listen up, easygoers. Right now, Ridge is having their huge Memorial Day sale.
Get up to 40% off at ridge.com/take it easy.
Just head to ridge.com/take it easy to see their biggest sale of the year.
And after you purchase, they're going to ask you, where'd you hear about them?
Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
Now, Ted, I think it's time to get back to the episode.
And we went to a school that was incredibly college pipeline.
Yeah, like a lot of there was always at least one person going to Harvard
Yeah.
or
Yeah, we
like
had a lot of
MIT or something like that.
I
It
was-
was like a selection of kids that were like the smart people. It was like its own
Oh,
clique.
fuck those kids, yeah.
Yeah, there was there was some serious drama too, where if one person got into Harvard, but I told you about this, they were like,
Yeah.
one person got into Harvard and like they didn't plan on going. There would be drama around them not rejecting the offer, because then other people would be like, well, if you don't reject the offer, then
That
we might
seat's
not. They
still,
might
like,
not give
taken.
another one to this school or something. Like there was like this perception of there only being a limited amount of ones going out to
Wow.
each
And
school.
you can
or
imagine
something.
how
Your
petty
class sounds insufferable.
Yeah, you can imagine how
I mean,
petty
yeah,
that
no,
looked.
I only heard about that through other people that were in that smart people zone.
I mean, mine
I
was
wasn't
insufferable.
directly
you
interacting.
personally weren't in it.
I'm rocking.
I
I was
wasn't.
rocking a 2.8 GPA, maybe 2.6.
Mine
when
was
I was
like
blind.
that dynamic, but instead it was like, oh, like this person's a better Christian than you.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, my wife grew up in that kind of culture
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot of stuff like that.
Wow.
Well, I was on the opposite end of the spectrum, where I was the only kid in our class of 500 that wasn't going to college. There might have been like one or two others. And the recruiters told me, you're the first kid out of that school system to go into this in 7 years, which is like unheard of for the Marines.
Wait, you were the first kid to become a Marine?
Like straight out of high school in our district in 7 years.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But
one.
it
That's
was-
a cool thing for 4 years of being miserable
well,
following.
and I have my degree now, and I'm like
yeah, you got it
normal.
eventually.
And you
So-
like get to ride like on the plane early, right?
What?
Do you get to like go early on the plane?
No,
or does the
no,
Marines
not
get to do
anymore.
that?
Yeah, only when it was in.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
I know, that's
it's
such a
for
bummer.
active and retired.
That does suck.
Retired is like an official status.
Yeah.
To be
Oh.
retired, you have to like have your leg blown off or have served 20 years.
Oh.
So people who do 20 years, they're like a lifer. They retire and they get a pension. But that's like an actual status, like on your ID. It's like
Right.
retired military. I'm just another veteran. It's
Wow.
nothing- yeah, it's nothing special. I get free national parks for life now, though.
I think they're shutting those down, man.
That's weird because Trump was the one who gave us the pass last time.
Yeah. Well,
Really?
Yeah, last presidency.
Well, yeah, now he wants to get rid of him. Now he wants to.
the world has changed.
Yeah.
We had a Joe Biden for 4 years.
Yeah, Joe Biden ruined everything.
He
don't
ruined
you
it.
know?
It just made Trump even more feral.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
no, it pissed
loss.
him off so that man,
Oh, it
he was
broke
hoping
him.
for he was hoping for a 8-year sweep, and then now he's like, now that he lost once, he's like, well, now I have to do
Everything.
4 terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to make up for this.
Well, I don't
now.
think he really like even like cares about like about doing things most of the time. He kind of just signs whatever's given to him by like the freaks around him. And
Yeah.
like then like when he does care about something, it's like this past weekend where it's like he watches a TV movie and he's like, "Oh, we got to reopen Alcatraz."
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, that's-
Wait, I
So-
saw that.
yeah,
That's-
he,
that's-
he
that's
just
the-
watched a movie and was like, "We got."
That's literally what
well,
happened.
no,
So
that's
they
what
found
Hassan,
out.
Hassan
Yeah.
was talking about that, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
on,
wait,
like-
I don't know anything.
On like
so
the
fill me
public
in. This sounds
broadcasting
hilarious.
station in Florida in Palm Beach this past weekend, Saturday night, they were showing Escape from Alcatraz. And
Yeah.
then literally
On the
an hour
public-
later, he tweets like, we need to open Alcatraz and also tariffs on foreign films.
Yeah, I think he had already said that he had made the order. Like, I'm gonna or he's like, I am going to order Alcatraz to be rebuilt and
Yeah.
operational. It's
So,
a fucking museum.
Yeah.
Who connected the dots that was on like the cable.
It's got to be a
And
Redditor.
also,
Yeah.
I love the fact that that's like what Trump's in the hotel, just like watching the cable news, like TV.
Yeah, that's
He's
what
just
it
like,
is.
oh,
yeah,
That-
I mean, he's like
that's all he cares
I mean,
about.
he's like 80.
He
he's
just
80.
made Judge Janine the like district prosecutor in
I don't know
DC.
Judge Janine.
She's the
Is she like a Judge Judy type?
she's like the Fox News like lady that was like the host on the weekends.
She made like a judiciary position.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Dude, it's just chaos.
Oh my
over
it's just
there.
God.
wild.
It's just chaos right now.
So it's like, oh my god, it's like a real life version of like just putting a bunch of cartoon characters as like the heads of the state.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Well, now that also means like the next, if like Democrats win, they're gonna come in and have to change everybody out again.
yeah.
It's like becoming a full changeover
I think-
every time.
I think what's weird about the whole Trump thing always been for me is that you know have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Mm-mm.
So it's like an older movie. Have you seen it, Emma? Idiocracy? It has it's basically a movie about a guy that he gets cryogenically frozen like for 500 years.
Okay.
And he wakes up and the society has devolved where everyone has become really, really fucking stupid. To the point like where it's like people are trying to water their plants with Gatorade. Like
Well, hold on a second. That sounds like a good word.
and like the president is the whole president in this cabinet is like he's like a wrestling star, and he became the president, and he's got like his official president
Like The Rock.
like
Trump was
chain.
in WWE.
Yeah, well that's
Yeah.
where I'm like and everyone in the cabinet are just like his friends, or like it's like, oh yeah, that's my cousin. like he's the secretary of the fucking Secretary of State. It's just like, oh yeah, my cousin Billy, he's really good. Or like,
Yep.
He's really good with numbers.
yeah, like basically shit like that. And and it'll cut to the guy, and he's like, hi. it's a
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's kind of what we're getting to.
It is where
Well,
we're at.
The
yeah.
Rock is probably gonna like.
Yeah.
he's
I could see him
thinking
running
about
He
for
it.
was thinking
office.
about it for a little bit.
Well, he'd be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of
Yeah.
type, you know?
he said
yeah.
he's trying for an Oscar now.
He is. He
Yeah.
is. Have you seen this?
No, what's going
He's
on?
What's
in
the
a-
movie called?
He's in a I don't know, but it's Benny Safdie that's directing.
It's an
it.
A24 film.
Yeah, it's he's playing like a wrestler, I think.
Yeah.
Or
The
somebody.
The Rock?
He's not
Yeah.
playing The Rock. Somebody that was famous. I forget their
It
name.
was.
Wait.
It was a. I think
But he's
it's an
also-
MMA fighter.
He's also starring in a Scorsese movie.
Really?
We're talking about
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson
So
right
this.
now?
Yeah, no, we are. We're talking about like Dwayne Johnson.
Well, he's always been
no
an actor,
lose
right?
contract.
He's never been
James-
like an actor.
Yeah, like we have.
Oh, so
we
he's
have
like trying now.
Yeah.
like
Okay.
Dwayne Johnson. I don't know if this is still the case, but he used to have a thing in his contracts for the movies that he was in where he could not be seen losing a fight.
Yeah. And that
Like, that
became
was
an
a-
issue with Fast and Furious.
There's like a personal value of his.
I think it was a part of like a literal thing for his brand. Like he wanted to be viewed as this like action hero that never lost. He's
Yeah.
always gonna save the day kind of thing.
Well, he has like that. I've never loved him as an actor because he's got, I don't know, he's too much of like he's The Rock, so he can't
I
play.
think that's
Right.
sort of what he's.
I mean,
trying
that's
to,
what
he- yeah.
that's what he is, and it works for him. He makes a lot of money doing it, but he's always The Rock. He's never like another character. You
Yeah,
know?
I think it's gotten too ironic for him now.
Yeah, now
like,
he
people's
like
perception of him is that now.
Yeah,
like,
Black
oh,
Adam really did a damage to him.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's probably what it was. Do you think?
It was 100%.
Because that's where the no lose contract thing came from.
No, that came from Fast. Well, I've already been in there, but the issue was with Fast and Furious is that
Right.
Vin Diesel also has the same stipulation,
Oh.
and so like they like wouldn't like their fights when they happen would be like weird, and like there would be
Yeah.
like,
Like, no
no
one's-
like
Also,
winner.
official announcement. Rest in peace, the Fast and Furious Universal Studio Tour ride. Have you ever been on that?
I thought you were gonna say Paul Walker. I was like, oh, Ted. I got
Ted just
news,
woke
dude.
up.
Just
too.
announcing
I
it.
got-
I just woke up from mine. I was actually.
Terrible news.
No, have you ever been? So have you been on that in
I
Universal?
have, yeah.
Which one is that?
I don't know if we ever go and take you on the studio tour?
I don't think we did because you took me there a couple times, but I don't remember a Fast and Furious ride.
Yeah, it's like it's a little out of the way. It's basically but it's like the
that
studio
sounds like
tour
something I
where
wouldn't
it's
have wanted to do.
essentially just like a ride through a very specific part of Universal where there's several times where you get put in these chambers.
Yeah.
Where there's a sort of 360-degree screen that shows like an event thing. So the first one that you go in is the King Kong one. So they're showing like King Kong, and then there's like these sort of movable plates on the floor that give this sort of like 4D effect of like, oh my God, King Kong. And, you know, it's cool. And then the second ride part of it that you go on is the Fast and Furious one. And the reason why this one is awesome is because you've got The Rock and you've got Vin Diesel, and Vin Diesel specifically in this ride was phenomenal.
He's great.
It was incredible. He is like, first of all, his acting in it is pristine. It seems like it is just a checkbox on his PR checklist that he needed to fulfill, where he comes out and he's just like, yeah, we got to catch these guys.
Yeah, it's the most like unenthusiastic I've seen him.
Yeah, and there's this one point where he is there's this chase scene, this car chase scene that's happening. There's stuff exploding, all this stuff. It's like ridiculous. But the best part, the part that makes me laugh out loud every time, is all of a sudden out of nowhere coming down is Vin Diesel hanging from a helicopter, and he's like trying to talk to us or something. He's like, make sure you get the thing or whatever. And then at the end, as is important in every Universal ride, they're like, thanks for riding with us. And you know what? You can roll with us anytime.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel like
you're
yeah,
part of the
part
crew.
of the crew.
Yeah. Part of the guys.
That's my favorite thing about Universal, is that at the end of every ride.
So that it's really working for you.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's working for me
coming
because
back.
I'm like, this never makes sense for the characters to say. Like at the end of the Harry Potter
I disagree
thing,
with that one.
Dumbledore is like, thanks for joining us. They acknowledge us as Muggles.
That makes sense with Dumbledore. I will say Vin Diesel going like, you can hang with the crew anytime. That is in character.
Yeah.
That is very like Dom.
Okay.
Yeah, and Fast and Furious.
Family.
Yeah, family. That's what it's all about.
But the Dumbledore, though, he's like, thanks for coming to Hogwarts, Muggle. And if you ever want to visit again, feel free. Just stop. Like he's like, just stop on by. That's not how it works.
That one
in the
breaks
Harry-
the illusion. for you.
Dumbledore wouldn't say that.
He's like, oh yeah, come back anytime. It's like there's a whole thing about like Muggles and the Wizard
Keep 'em
world
out of
being
Hogwarts.
separated. Yeah,
Keep Muggles out of my Hogwarts.
that's what I'm saying, man.
It's crazy that like she just like made a slur.
She did.
Yeah. It even sounds like a slur.
It really does.
It's like an ugly word. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And the way they use it in the show or in the books and everything. Yeah. No, she loves that
They
shit.
have Muggle and they have like what mudblood.
Yeah, mud.
Yeah.
Mud.
That sounds like
blood.
something. That
Nasty
sounds
ones.
real.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's almost like
humans
it's
have
almost
used that
like
against
she
each
had
other.
It's
you know,
almost like
it's-
there were
it-
signs.
Yeah, it's almost like she was like ready to go.
Yeah.
Like she was ready to go early on,
she's
and she was
always been this
she
way.
was just looking
we just
for
now
something.
realized.
Dude, I mean, yeah. There's a lot.
She's like
yeah.
she's like sitting in her office, click-clacking away, making
Fucking
up slurs.
mudbloods.
like inhaling mold from the walls.
Right? Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
what was the? I saw
Wait, she's
something about
moldy?
that.
There's like a photo that like she posted or something, and like people like were saying that there was like mold in her house in the background, but I don't know if that was true or not. But it's funny to think about.
People think that she was inhaling black mold, which would, I mean, she's been. There was a period. I feel
Magical
like
stuff, man.
I feel
If
like
you're like
I
over
feel like
56, you've probably inhaled a little bit
a little bit.
So
yeah.
we're clear, right?
for now.
I've been inhaling mold
Where? It's dry here.
outside.
You can kind of like inhale it
Outside
like in
on the
doses.
balcony.
Yeah, all your plants.
Yeah, some of my plants are.
If you
getting
do it
a
in
little
small
mold.
doses, it's like a vaccine, or like you're like building up
That's
like
true. That's where
long-term
penicillin
immunity.
comes from.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's
They didn't
approved,
teach you this
approved.
in the
Approved, yeah,
SEALs,
stamped.
in the
Oh, they didn't teach Tucker anything in the
Marines.
Marines.
Fuck no.
Yeah,
No,
they taught
dude,
him
that
how
was
to.
a
They taught him how to
regression.
drink, and order Dominoes, and finish a 30-pack with one other guy.
wow. Sounds like my ex. All right.
Hey, yeah. I think we should. Well, I mentioned this in a part of Take It Easy that got cut out forever. It's a lost episode.
Okay.
I think we should do an episode where we have a 30-pack between us and we try to finish it.
That's like I would just get demolished. I'm not.
I would too. No, I'm
I
not in
can-
shape to do that these days, but it'd be a journey.
I know, but I just feel like I'd be.
You have to be in shape to like drink tons of beer.
With the
You think how many beers could you put back right now?
No, I'm not. I can't down a ton of drinks. Well, actually, no. I can drink a good bit, but I can't like chug a drink. Like,
Well, no, I mean it'd be over a couple hours.
Okay. I mean, it depends.
it just seems like
Be a lot of bathroom breaks.
yeah. Well, yeah, and it seems just kind of miserable. And then I feel like we'd get so drunk into it that like the
We'd
whole
stop
work
giving a
thing,
fuck.
like the whole all of this would stop being as important to us.
Yeah.
We'd knock something over.
Yeah, we'd be like, wait, why don't we just like hang out? We'd
Yeah.
start justifying not doing the actual thing that we set out originally.
That's why
to do.
you have to do it quick. It's 2 hours. We're gonna get through the pen.
Right.
Ah, dude, that means I have to that means that I have to do what? 18 beers?
15 times 2 is 30.
I thought we were doing a 36 pack for some reason.
No one said the number
No one
36.
said 36.
So earlier when I said 30 pack, I was like, but do they come in 36 packs?
There is a 36, but that's pretty elusive. You're not going to run into that at the
Yeah.
How did I know about that? Is that what I brought you?
No,
In
I've only
at
encountered
29?
a 36 like a couple times.
So then
Usually
how
it's
do
like
I
SEC
know about it?
schools.
I don't know, dude. You've never been a numbers guy.
I'm in.
I know, no insult, but you didn't take math senior year.
You didn't take math?
No, he opted out. Which,
Were you like already like advanced in math enough to like not need to take it, or like?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yes,
that's-
I
that's
was.
fair.
Yeah, no, I was.
Yeah.
I was so good with numbers that they were talking to me and they were like, okay, so you're doing all these calculations. We've seen your calculations in the past. We've seen your homework and your cosine, your tangent, and all that. And
we've seen your cosine.
We've seen
We've
your
seen
cosine.
them.
We've seen what you do with cosine. We love what you do with cosine. We love what you do.
Just
with
think you
tangent.
need to take a break from the cosine.
Well, I mean, really, what it was is that we're afraid that if we put you in this next class, that you're going to embarrass the teacher because you're
And
going to be raising
I-
your hand so often and correcting them on their things. And I was like, okay, I understand. And they're like, if you want to go outside of school and go take classes at MIT, you could do that. And I was like,
I'll see if
I don't
I
know.
have
It
time
just
for
seemed,
that.
yeah, I'll see if I have time for that. So that's sort of the
That's where
explanation.
you left off.
Yeah.
I did take math senior year, and it was a mistake.
Yeah, that's always a mistake.
Yeah, it was.
That's another thing about our high school is that they actually did offer that college classes.
Oh yeah.
You could-
Yeah, my school had that.
Oh, okay.
Ours was not fucking around, though.
Well, I mean, they could have also not been fucking around.
Well, so my first year of college, I went to community college, and every kid there had taken college classes in their in their high schools, but these kids were,
What are you saying? What are you saying? Just
well,
say
they-
it. Call it
they
like it
were
they
is.
were
Stupid.
just dumb as fuck, and I was like, I know like everyone's like, oh, my high school is hard or whatever, but ours really was. It was intense.
I believe
Yeah,
it.
and
And so I think the kids taking college classes at our high school were like, he had his degree in like.
he was
We're just dropping
man.
names.
Maybe I'll bleep it. Maybe I won't.
he was smart.
yeah,
he
dude,
was
he had his
smart. Dude had his master's
at like 21, 20,
yeah, something like 21 or
Wow.
22 or something like that.
and he was in our
master's.
class.
What do you even do with that?
I don't know. He's
posted
probably
on
He's
Instagram.
probably
He should be at the club.
No, he's
I think he has a
probably,
doctorate now.
He's probably plotting trajectories in space right now. I bet he's probably
And
building the next telescope.
Sitting crisscross applesauce twice over.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was, like,
now there's
triple
another thing. He was
jointed or
incredibly flexible.
He was
And
the
so
talent
Wow.
show.
What
like,
can he do?
What? I mean,
I don't know. I think he's married now too.
Wow.
God, and he's a catch.
Wow.
Yeah, he was pretty nice. He was a cool guy.
Yeah, no, I liked him.
Was he your first choice for co-host before Tucker?
It was. I sent out some emails.
You think this is
I
Ted's
sent-
show?
I sent out some emails. You're right. No, he
didn't
is my.
fist bump me
No,
back.
that's a
It
good
was
point,
really
Connor.
awkward.
That's a good point, Connor. He is my co-host. Yeah.
Me?
You're the host.
I'm the host.
Fuck.
Where do you think "Take It Easy" the name came from?
I made it up.
The song.
No, this is the name of my private Discord. Well, not anymore. I had to rename it because Ted was like, "We're using this name now." So
That's cool.
We
Controversial.
Yeah.
it
I
had
was
to go.
going to take a name from something else that already exists.
Yeah,
That's how-
Chuckle
that's how-
Sandwich.
Well, yeah,
already
Chuckle Sandwich
existed.
was the old name of
That
my
was
high
our-
school improv group.
Oh.
Yeah, and it died when Ted left because he was the funniest guy there.
No, I think it was just like they weren't able to do like auditions a couple years later or something.
You're really
like
trying
that.
to come up with a reason as to why.
No, that's the real reason.
Why
that is.
he feels okay having stole the name.
Yeah.
Listen,
It-
it was such a good name.
It is a good name.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and that was the beginning of when I started getting into like performing comedy. I suppose comedy is somewhat performative, but so it was like sort of like my beginnings kind of thing. So it was an homage. All right, guys, I'm not just a thief. I'm
That's
also
sick.
honor.
That was awesome.
It's like you just did like a hard cut.
What?
That was like a hard cut.
Yeah.
Like, so we're gonna change topics now. It ends with honor.
Yeah, it does
Ted
end
started
with honor.
saying mudblood and stuff.
He would be one to swing that around.
Like, I was going to say this earlier. J.K. Rowling,
The
goes-
author of Harry Potter.
author of Harry Potter and prominent Twitter user, goes in if their behavior was sort of like a graph, and on the y-axis was like the level of insane that they're being over time, it would be like this. It just like she'll just like have a moment where she's just like, "Fuck all these fuckers! I want to kill you all," and then she'll be quiet for a
It's
bit.
a very reactionary response.
Yeah, what do you think it is in life that pisses her off that bad? That makes
I
her
don't know.
crash
She's
out?
like a billionaire.
I think it's literally just like, I think for any human, our brains are not built for the internet and social media and that kind of level of input.
Yeah.
And if you're in a stern,
Damn it, Connor,
stubborn,
giving us a wise take. How dare you?
I think that it's just broken everybody.
Yeah, well balanced take.
It's broken literally the world, and like only now are we like really seeing like
Yeah,
the
seriously.
beginning of the ramifications of that.
I think it really fucks up Gen Xers too the most. I think Gen Xers are the most fucked up by the
How
internet.
old are Gen Xers?
Our parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Gen X, for some reason, they got a taste of Facebook. I saw this.
They get Grok. They have Grok now.
Yeah, they got Grok. Yeah, the amount of times
don't.
I'll see
Just-
fucking when Grok made the post where they were like, some conservatives might not like what Grok is saying. And we were training Grok to be leaning conservative.
Grok was
but
like, yeah.
sometimes Grok will just tell the truth. And that's just kind of how it is. Like, this is the post that Grok did.
Yeah.
Where they were like, we tried to make Grok more conservative leaning, but it is going to try to choose the truth.
Wow. Wait. So why? I don't understand.
People are complaining about like saying that Grok, this is the AI that on Twitter was too like
Too woke.
liberally biased.
He was
or
too
something.
woke.
Yeah, it was too woke.
And so they tried to change. I feel like the whole
So, like, they
point
asked
is
Like
Grok,
probably from the inception.
They
of
asked
Grok.
Grok something, and the Grok like admitted, he's like, even though my handlers have coded me to try to appeal more to the right and be less woke, I am still
Damn.
trained at the end of the day to like deliver the truth.
I
Yeah.
feel like with an AI, you can't be trying to like manipulate the response.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Which that's gonna be like the new thing is like manipulating the response.
Yeah.
It's like what companies do, or what companies hide it better than others because they're all gonna try to manipulate it.
yeah. Well, I mean, AI is probably going to be something that's. It's one of those things where whether we like it or not, it's going to be treated like in the same way Google is. It is going to remove the research process that was already sort of removed in Googling.
Yeah.
Like before that, it was like you had to like go to the library and flip through an encyclopedia.
It's like we just dropped into another level.
Like it used to be a thing where it would be like, don't just Google it. You're not going to find good. Or we would have classes in school where they'd be
About
like,
how
here's
to-
how to properly
Right.
Google, get citations,
Yeah.
shit like that.
They're still, as someone who recently graduated undergrad, they're still teaching that every single year.
They don't know what to do.
Because I think kids are just still like
Yeah.
are getting either worse or not.
There was a bunch of stuff this past week about like how many college kids have like just done everything with like AI the past few years and like gotten by.
I graduated last year and it was already getting really bad.
Yeah.
It was getting pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, too, where at the end of... I feel like every year I get older and seeing what's going on, and, like, for people who are still in school, the more I'm glad that I'm not in school anymore. Like, COVID happened,
Yeah.
and that was right at the tail end of when I was in school. Like, I was just getting out, but, like, there were people who had to, like high schoolers that were dealing with COVID. That seems miserable as fuck. Having to
Yeah.
do online classes in COVID
In high school.
in high school
Sounds like I would have been Ted. I would have been running DPs tabbed out.
Yeah.
In that.
So contextually,
Arma
that's
3.
We used to play this game
Arma 3.
in Arma Altus Life. It was like a role
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Did you ever
GTA
play that?
role
I remember watching streamers play on that.
Yeah. So we were
just
obsessed with it.
and we would do our biggest hustle was the like legally just delivering packages across the island.
Yeah.
So we would just drive.
We had a very 2010s coded clan, which was the DAF, which was the Dudes Against Fedoras.
Oh yeah, and
And we
because the
were-
fedora
you
was
could
like
wear
a
a
default
fedora.
item in the game.
So we
Right.
would go around, and we would. we didn't really often have guns. Like, we were sort of like failures in terms of like the
We
economic
were-
prosperity of the game. But we
Yeah.
would go around and sort of like bully people into taking their fedora off. Just that.
Right.
Sometimes we get shot.
Yeah,
trying to
sometimes
do
we
it.
die for it.
That's how it goes.
And then
Sometimes-
sometimes we'd like Tucker one time, I think, or one of us got entirely kidnapped for this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we got into some deep shit back in the day.
Yeah, no, it was intense.
But that's what I would have been doing if I had to take Zoom classes in high school.
Running DPs.
I would have been running DPs, which was just delivering mail in the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the map's like real size.
You get money
so
for it. It
you're
was like one of
driving,
the
like,
legal things that you could do because
Yeah.
you could run drugs. You could go grow marijuana and do marijuana runs in a
Yeah.
hemp.
But the overhead for that was just ridiculous.
It was tough. It was tough. Or you could poach turtles. I think was
The
also
overhead
an
on
option.
that was
You could poach
insane.
turtles.
Yeah.
You were making no money because you were putting it all into the equipment.
Yeah.
It was like being like a lobster fisherman these days. It's
What
like,
was-
God, this
if-
is consuming my life, and I'm hardly making a buck.
I know it was like we basically had jobs.
Yeah, we were working a
and we
second
were
job.
and we would do, and that was our fun. It was weird. It
It
was
was
weird.
it was a delight.
We would commute.
Yeah, it was a blissful time.
It was
though.
because of the concept of being able to get more done later. Like, oh, maybe someday we'll be able to afford a machine gun,
Yeah, and
You
then
know?
we can like die immediately and lose a gunfight and lose
or
it
get
forever.
arrested and then they
And then
take
it's
So
everything
gone.
much
away
more
from
fun
us.
than like real life and like real economics and like real work and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah,
That's where you
real
lose
guns,
me.
Yeah.
real guns, real robbing banks, real robbing people.
I'm hoping that one day, I hope GTA 6 has like a built-in vanilla like RP server you can do.
that the RP servers are gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah.
What's-
I think they might do something like that.
Because that's really big. Is
Do
GTA
you
5
think
RP?
what's that one server that everyone uses called?
No Pixel.
Are you on that?
Yeah.
Get
What's
us in
your
there.
ca-
I
So-
haven't done it since like early last year.
What was your guy?
My guy was named Cameron Francisco, and he was just pretty much me, but in the game, like just kind of like awkward. But his lore was that he just moved to town and he was like fired as like Tina Kitten's like video editor, and that was his entire like lore.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
I think when GTA 6. Oh well, it's gonna-
Cameron Francisco.
yeah.
That's a really funny name.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Cameron Francisco. It sounds like something that would be like an actor or something that has like a secret. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Am I just speaking to the void here?
You know, the thing that makes or breaks an RP server is having obviously like active mods who can enforce the roleplay rules, but having people who desperately want to be police officers.
Yeah.
If you don't, you need those people who are
And
like,
those people are definitely on that RP
Yeah, they're
server.
super into it.
They're-
They're
yeah.
oftentimes pretty annoying.
yeah, but that makes
It's
it
like a real cop.
yeah, it's like you're getting
No.
pulled over by a real cop
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
has you're getting pulled over by the cop. You
It's
know,
arguably just as bad because like it's like, bro, you're on a computer, bro. Like, what's the deal? You're not even getting paid for this.
hey, that's not RP.
Yeah.
That's not RP, bro.
I honestly think that like that sort of thing, and when honestly, if they make one of the servers when GTA 6 comes out,
Yeah.
I feel like that
Rockstar bought one of the big companies that did
Really?
made the RP, so
Well,
they're gonna do something like that.
would.
The-
Whoa.
it's gonna start out only on console though, which is
Yeah.
Is it really?
That's
how
Oh, right. They always do
Yeah,
that.
they always do
yeah,
that.
that's crazy.
Why is it that they're like the only company that does that?
Well, think it's probably PlayStation and Xbox pay for that. They're probably like, hey, give us $1 billion each, and we'll not launch on PC. Think of how many PS5s they're gonna sell.
What do you think, Connor?
I think I don't know if it's necessarily that as much as it's like they get like a double dip in sales.
That yeah, because I'm
When-
buying it twice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then also
right.
like the majority of like the player base and like the public perception of like the game is going to be from console players, and so when they optimize it for those things first and want to make sure they make a game for that, then they can care about everything else later.
I remember when we would get pulled over in GTA, or not in GTA, in Arma, having a police officer that was like reading you like your fucking rights. It was like he'd be like, you hear him like
Yeah.
talking on the radio on something like you couldn't hear the other end of. Like
Oh,
it was
dude,
that
I feel
made
like
it
you'd
though.
be good at interacting with police officers.
Yeah,
in
I
this
Oh,
had,
game.
you'd be
I
a
had, like,
menace.
a whole
You are, like,
stream on that.
what's
You
yeah.
would know your
I'll
rights.
tell you something about you, Connor. Do you mind if I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're very adept at like doing like a little bit of trolling.
Oh,
Does
a
that
little
make
bit.
sense?
Yeah, a little bit.
But like it's like I'll listen to you talk when you do like the Fortnite Fridays stuff, and it's like you're you're very smooth with it. It's like it's very impressive where you know the way that you introduce topics and stuff like that. And so I feel like in a game like that,
when I did my GTRP streams earlier last year, I had like a pretty funny stream where like I got arrested and like I tried to like say the cop was being bad to me and like he's gonna see me in court.
Yeah.
And like they got really annoyed because like there is a situation in the server where like if you contest being arrested, then you do have to go to court. But like obviously like he had good reason to like arrest me. But like I'm being really difficult about it, and like he's like really trying to just like be a good cop, and I'm just like screaming like ah.
So you're like one of the like auditors.
Yeah. So I'm just like I was just being a bother, being difficult.
So funny.
Our server had a real jail, and like if you'd have to sit in it. Like your character, you'd have to be in the prison for a certain amount of
That's what it's
time.
like on the GTA servers.
Yeah, and you could contest stuff. Like there was
a forum and everything.
If you wanted to be a police officer, you had to apply. You had to do an interview. You had to do.
We were so into it that I became a medic at a certain. But you can apply to be a medic too, because like if you get shot, I don't know if this is how it works in the GTA thing, but if you get shot, then you're like kind of knocked out,
incapacitated,
and you have to be like an ambulance.
Like pick you up.
They're like non-RP players.
It's like you got like a 10-minute timer until you die.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
Is it really? Oh wow! So it's like pretty much like
I imagine.
Yeah,
I would imagine that like it iterated on that.
That's so interesting.
It's always looked like pretty alluring to me.
Yeah,
you guys are probably like, if you like that so much, like I mean, it really did just kind of.
And you could do a character. You could do a character too.
Yeah. What we don't know is
you love a character.
Did we like it because we were teenagers, or did we like it because we really like it?
Well, people are super into it these days. Like I mean, people do like it's a whole entire subsection of like Twitch and like internet.
I'm hoping it blows up on GTA 6 because I want to get into it on the.
I'm sure it will.
Oh man, maybe I could just like make some character. I could be a character like I could be like Johnny Stretch.
Johnny Stretch.
Yeah, because I stretch the truth. I'm a liar.
Oh wow.
Johnny Stretch.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not locked in on that, but we'll put a pin in that.
That could be a good gaming episode.
Johnny Stretch.
Well, no.
I see.
Like Jesse Waters.
So on our Patreon, we have a gaming episode thing where we'll do like a recording for like a couple
weekly
hours.
Wait, you should play Jesse Waters in a biopic. Not because you necessarily look like him, but like if you squint a little bit, it's kind of like how Sebastian Stan doesn't look like Donald Trump, but like he played him well in the movie.
Right.
Look, have you know who Jesse Waters is? Look him up.
Jesse Waters.
He's he replaced Tucker Carlson on Fox.
Jesse. Oh wait.
He's like the guy that's like comically evil.
Wait, Connor. Come on, man.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying. That's what
I feel like I got more lips than him.
That's what I'm saying.
He's got more lips.
No, I'm serious. He's like he's rocking a couple of straight lines.
No, you need a newer.
You have big lips.
You need a newer photo.
I do.
Yeah, they're plump.
Oh, thank you. I need a newer photo. Okay. Newest photo is that?
Yeah.
That's Wikipedia.
Yeah, he's shiny on. He's always smiling. He has like this grin that's like, oh, I'm evil.
It's the hair, dude. It's the hair. I've got the Jesse Waters.
He's got your hair.
He's kind of awesome though because like you can tell he just does not. He doesn't care, and I don't even know. I don't think he believes in anything because like he'll just be on the air and he'll be like, why do we need poor people? Like, what? Why are they here?
Like, he doesn't even really have like an argument to make.
Yeah, like someone's like making an actual argument talking about the economics, and he's like, okay.
Like, yeah, I
like
guess if you want to be
yeah.
a liberal,
it's kind of
like,
awesome.
He just gyms the camera every time, and then like that person sitting on their couch is almost like, "Fuck yeah, brother."
Yeah, so he's interesting. I don't know why that came to my brain, but
you know, and I'll tell you what, nothing will ever beat the classic Bill O'Reilly.
Oh,
that was my dad's
spin zone.
That was my dad's bread and butter. My dad used to watch Bill O'Reilly back in the day, and it was like, when I was a kid, I just perceived it. I was like, my dad's watching that mean man again.
Yeah, the mean guy on the TV.
that is how it felt.
Yeah, it'd be like,
and
why is that guy so angry? Because I was like, he was like a real on the news. Like the news is supposed to be truth.
The news is real.
How is it angry?
My grandfather was really into Bill O'Reilly, and like I remember like before he died, he was like Bill O'Reilly was like on tour. Not Bill O'Reilly didn't die, but before my grandfather died, Bill O'Reilly was on tour or something, and like my grandfather was like, Connor and my little brother, like I gotta take you to this. Like Bill O'Reilly's a great guy. He's a great speaker. We gotta listen. And I was like, Granddad, like, do you like listen to like the news? And he's like, well, like Bill O'Reilly,
Yeah,
I guess this is
Bill
new.
O'Reilly
And I
is,
was like, I showed him, it was like in the midst of like his like sexual like harassment like situation.
Right. No, he didn't.
Yeah, and my grandfather was like, "Oh wow, like that's probably not real." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, guys."
Dude, your grandfather invented fake news.
Yeah, well, it was fake. That's how they get them, you know.
Yeah, that's how they get
When
them.
you start speaking the truth too much on primetime television, with the highest rated program on TV.
Yeah. My God.
Well,
should we? So, well, this is the end of the main episode of the Take It Easy, but we're gonna keep chatting for some more time on the Take It Easy Patreon. Our first Take It Easy Patreon bonus with a guest.
That's right.
Connor's he's gonna be joining us over there. So if you want to subscribe to that, it's a good way to support the podcast. But Connor, do you have anything going on that you'd like to send out there, promote to the people of the world?
I'm always streaming. Well, I'm not always streaming, but I should be always streaming at my Twitch channel. I stream on YouTube, my YouTube channel too, ConnorEatsPants Live. I'm bringing back my main channel soon with like packaged episodes of like Fortnite Friday and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
So stay tuned. Just subscribe to me and stuff, and I need money, so
He needs money, folks.
I really do. They're raising my rent.
Are they really?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Well, go subscribe to Connor.
Go subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next episode, and we'll see you on the Patreon. Bye.